Good morning, everybody. This is Goose, man. What is going on? So the Saints get back in the win column. They beat Tampa Bay yesterday, 34-17. Much different night and day performance from this week as opposed to last week. They came uh, out the gates up 20-0, led 20-7 at half, and they no game got a little tight. No game got within 10 points twice, but never got any closer than that. So the Saints get a 34-17 victory against Tampa Bay, improves their record to 8-2. They are now 3 games up over the Carolina Panthers and 5 games up over the Bucs and the Falcons. So yeah, like I said, the Saints this week they came out and just it was night and day. Last week they got pushed around by the Falcons. Was never even close. This week they came out, got 2 field goals from the first 2 drives. Should have had a touchdown on the second one, but because they had a goal-to-goal situation and they couldn't put it in. But then on the third drive they got an interception. Then Michael Thomas called a touchdown pass with no time left in the first quarter, and they led 13-0 going into the second quarter. In the second quarter, Jared Cook had a 3-yard touchdown pass, and the Saints led 20-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. But then the Bucs got on the board. Peyton Barber had a 6-yard touchdown pass with 2:42 to go in the quarter, and it was 20-7, and that's the way the half ended. In the second half, the Buccaneers got the ball first, and they scored on a 55-yard field goal by Matt Gay that cut it to 10 points, 20-10. But then with 5:27 to go, Ted Ginn caught a 6-yard touchdown pass from Drew Brees, and Saints lead got pushed back up to 17 once again. It was 27-10 with 5:27 to go in the third quarter. But then the Buccaneers came right back, and Chris Goodwin had a 30-yard touchdown pass from Jameis Winston, and the lead was cut to 10 once again, 27-17. And in the fourth quarter, the only scoring was a 55-yard interception return by Marcus Williams with about 5 minutes to go in the game. That made it 34-17. The Buccaneers got the ball down close to the actually, they got it down on goal to go, but then they threw an interception, and Saints were able to run out the clock. So Saints get a big victory, 34-17 over the Buccaneers, as Drew Brees throws for 228 yards, 3 touchdowns. Kamara runs for 75 yards. Michael Thomas had 8 receptions for 114 yards, and the Saints get a much-needed victory because last week they played horrible against the Falcons, and all right, so let's see. Yeah, so Kamara had 13 carries, 75 yards. Latavius Murray only had 10 carries, only got 27 yards. So, but he did have a long of 12, so he got bottled up. Yesterday, and Michael Thomas had 8 receptions for 114 yards. Kamara had 10 catches for 47. Winston threw 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. So, Jameis threw the ball 51 times. They threw the ball 51 times and only ran it 8 times. The Buccaneers only had 3 runs for the whole second half, and 2 of them were when they had the goal-to-go situation late in the game with a little over 2 minutes left, and then they threw the interception. So 2 of those runs were late in the game when they had the ball goal to go. So they only had 1 run for the whole entire second half. They just kept throwing the ball, and Winston is just a turnover machine. If he throws the ball 51 times, he's going to throw interceptions. He threw 4 yesterday. So 4 turnovers for the Bucs yesterday, 0 for the Saints. So anytime you get 4 turnovers and you don't turn the ball over, you can win the football game. But because the Buccaneers actually outgained the Saints 334 to 328, they were 5 out of 13 on third down. Saints were 7 out of 13. So, but like I said, all in all, it's a victory in the NFL. So the Saints are now 8-2, 3 games up over the Panthers, and that's who the Saints play next week. They play Carolina next week, so that should be I anticipate that being a good game. I really do. I think even though they've lost 2 in a row, did they lose 2 in a row? No, they lost to. I'm curious. I know they lost to the 4. They lost to the Buccaneers. They lost to. That's right. They lost. They did right. They lost to Green Bay. It was Green Bay they lost to. Right. They lost to Green Bay last week, and they lost to Atlanta yesterday. So it is 2 in a row. So it's actually 3 of the last 4 because they lost to the 49ers. They beat Tennessee. They lost to Green Bay, and they lost to Atlanta. They lost 3 out of the last 4 games. And that's something is that a sign to the Panthers because they were hot, but we'll see. Like I still think it's going to be a good game. The Saints right now are favored by 9 points. It's a lot. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, guys, yeah. So Saints win 34-17 over Tampa Bay. So they sweep the season series against Tampa Bay. That's the first time since 2014 they've done that. Ever since then, ever since those last few years, they've been win one, lose one, and they've always seemed to play bad against at least one game against Tampa Bay. But like I said, since they lost against Atlanta, I thought they'd be more focused coming here Sunday, and they were. And they were better. They were the better team yesterday. Even though Tampa had all those yards, outgained them. The Saints were the better team. So I don't think the game was really in doubt per se, because that's all they did was throw the ball. That's all they did. Tampa was throw the ball. They threw the ball 51 times. If you throw the ball 51 times and run 8, you're probably not going to win the football game. You got to have more balance than that. So I question Tampa's coaching staff in the second half for not trying to run the ball just a little bit more than what they did. Because, like I said, up until that last drive, they only had one rush for the whole second half. That's just insane. It's not like they were down by 40 points. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. So Saints win, and who dat?